Oh boy, ladies and gentlemen, the time has come. The biggest event of this company's existence this year. It is time for your 2026 AEW All In London post show. Thank you guys here for joining the Sports Jedi Network on a Sunday afternoon immediately following AEW All In London. I am your host, PGH Chris TV, and today we talk about the biggest show of the year for All Elite Wrestling, the All Elite version of WrestleMania, live from Wembley Stadium. You guys know the Sports Jedi Network is, of course, sponsored by Dude Wipes. Dude Wipes, the official sponsor of the Sports Jedi Network. Here, use your code. We'll put all the codes up here in a second. But make sure you guys go check out Dude Wipes, Blackout Coffee, and my affiliate G Fuel, as well as Hoss's, which you guys saw the debut of Hoss's new affiliate yesterday on Weekly Wrestling, which I will play throughout the show here on the Dynamite Bros. For the new Dynamite Bros exclusive sponsor, we will save that again towards the middle of the show. But I am your host again, PG. It's Chris, and you guys know I am not alone. I am with my co-host, one half of the Dynamite Bro, my guy, Hoss Knuckle Brew. How we doing, my guy?
Good afternoon, everyone. I have to give you an update. From Saturday, I told everyone that I was going to do a drinking challenge when it comes to finisher kickouts. I have survived All In London. I'm going to let you know I was drinking this bourbon whiskey Old Soul. 11 shots in. There were 11 kickouts where no one helped them kick out. It was just individual kickouts. 11 shots from the main roster card. I am drunk as hell. I'm letting y'all know this, full disclosure. I've enjoyed this show, and we're going to review it like we do it. We have fun. Chris, let's get after it. But I had to let everyone know, look at this bottle from the side. This is how much liquor I have drunk for the people, for the fucking sickos that I love. We don't bullshit here at the Sports Jedi Network. The Sports Jedi Media, we don't fuck up here. We do it for the people. So let's get after it.
Yes, we're getting after it here again on the Sports Jedi Network immediately following AEW All In London, which started at 11 p.m. my time. You know, it could have been worse. You know, it could have been earlier, but it wasn't bad. It was not bad. The earlier pre-show here got some notes. Hoss, I'll be honest. During the beginning of the pre-show, I was not. Well, I have just woken up making some food here before the show started, before the juicy stuff started. I'm going to give you the floor here. What would you like to start off with during the 0 hour that you feel like you would want to get into first here on the AEW All In post show?
Brother, I'm going to let you know, for the regular lay people that actually have lives, that have to go to their girlfriends or boyfriends that watch these shows, we got what, 3 extra matches added late night last night.
Ugh.
And the 0 hour, it wasn't bad. It was just a lot of matches. We got 13 matches in total if you add the 0 hour plus the main card. You got the bang for your buck. I will tell you that. If you did not pay for this pay-per-view, if you are a wrestling fan, I feel sorry for you, because a majority of these matches, the Hoss himself has 4 stars or better. Now, anyone else, I can't tell you what they think, but the Hoss thoroughly he entertained this show all the way through. And I will tell you that I'm going to show you the bottle once again. This bottle right here. If I did the drinking contest from the 0 hour on, this bottle would be empty. But yes, the 0 hour was worth your time. I hope you bought the pay-per-view, because AEW, they are really where the best wrestle. I will co-sign that. This was a great show, and we're going to talk about it. So, Chris, let's get after it, my brother.
Yes, let's get after it. I want to talk about something here that wait, what was like I said, Hoss, I was cooking something right before I woke up. I woke up just right before 11, like 10:15 or 11:15. What was the first opening pre-show match? I know it wasn't Persephone. Was it the Rascals?
Yes, brother. It was Leo Rush. It's fine. And the Rascals versus the Ops in Action Andretti, who's
That's what it
I'm
was.
going to let people know if they don't watch ROH, the host is here for you. I watched Death Before Dishonor. Action Andretti is actually part of the Ops now. He is Ops adjacent. So yes, we had the Rascals and Leo Rush versus the Ops with Action Andretti, who is the new ROH TVS champion.
There you go. We had that match to open up the show. It wasn't bad. I do remember catching the very tail of it when I got back upstairs after I was making my brunch type of thing. But I'm assuming the Rascals and Leo Rush and they won, right?
They did win. The match was actually exciting. Leo Rush came. I will tell you this. He came out with a rainbow umbrella and a rainbow like shawl that enveloped him, his whole body. He was like, it's fine. The rain. The match was very good. Very athletic. You know how the Rascals do it. You know how Leo Rush does it. The only thing that took away from this match was Hook. Because a lot of people like Hook. I don't understand why the fuck they like Hook. But this match was very entertaining. I understand that it was very early in the AM if you're here in America.
Yes.
This show started at 10 a.m. Central Time, 11 a.m. Eastern Time. So if you are a big sicko, I tell people I'm sicko adjacent. So if you're going full sicko, you probably enjoyed this match. This match probably it did wet your whistle. It was very fun. The Leo Rush and the Rascals did win. So yes, you have that.
There we go. Because I didn't see much of that, so I'm happy Hoss, kind of gave me a perspective. And maybe I'll go back and check that out because I again, like Hoss said, it was kind of earlier in the AM here in America, and I was getting ready for brunch, getting ready to check out the rest of the card because there were this buy-in I was actually interested in. So we started off with that, and here we go where I actually came back to the room just in time to see Boom and Doom. We saw Big Boom AJ and QT Marshall and the Hurt Syndicates, Shelton Benjamin and Bobby Lashley, taking on the team of Shane Taylor Promotions in an 8-man tag team match.
Brother, I hate to cut you off. We had one match before that, though. We did. We had Chris Statlander and Harley Cameron versus the Sisters of Sin.
That's right. Did you see? I saw that because when I came up, I saw Chris Statlander when they were making their entrance, and I saw her put her hand under Harley Cameron, and she went under her legs to get into the ring. So I did see that part of the pre-show. The match was fine.
We had sexy graps, brother.
I did see that. The match was fine. No, the match was fine. Harley Cameron, I don't like the direction she's been going in AEW. I mean, I don't like even Chris Statlander. I don't know why they're teaming on a pre-show here. The only tag team match that really should have been on this card was the Divine Dominion and the Brawling Birds. I don't think any of those teams are going to be the number one contenders. So it was just a match to have those ladies go out there, but it wasn't bad. I wish it was like a number one contenders match for the new number one contenders for the AEW Women's Tag Team titles.
Chris, I'm going to tell you this right now. Ever since Harley Cameron was up here showing breasts with Mina Shirakawa, it seems like she's been on TV less. And we have a lot of people that says we should save the breasts, save the titties. If we're going to have that, you cannot take Harley Cameron off your television. These double D's or double C's, whatever that she has, they must be on television. They must be on Dynamite, not on Collision. They need to be on Dynamite because I need more of Harley Cameron on television, brother. But yes, this match was very entertaining. I ain't gonna lie to you, I gave it 2.5 stars. It wasn't that great.
Sabres, we're not fucking Dave Meltzer.
You are right, brother. You damn right. Correct.
Get the bat out, hit yourself in it.
You're right. Correct me. Correct my drunk ass for saying stars. 2.5 Sabres, brother. I give it 2.5 sabers because these women were aesthetically pleasing. The match was okay. It wasn't the greatest graps that you will ever see, but they were some of the sexiest graps that you will ever see. So if you turned your pre-show on YouTube, if you get on here, you saw some sexy ass cheeks from Chris Statlander, and you saw some full frontal boobetry from Harley Cameron. They were great. Then you saw the cheeks of Sky Blue, and you saw Julia Hart, who looks great on the face. This match was for the Gooners in chief, and I consider myself Gooner in chief. This match was fine for the visuals. Go ahead, Chris. Go ahead.
Well, listen, I will not complain about seeing Julia Hart on my TV screen. I will tell you that right now. I think Julia Hart's great. Sky Blue's good too. I actually enjoy me some Sky Blue, but this was just the match to have them on the show. Just like our next match, Hoss, which is actually when I watched the show, my full attention was for AEW All In at this very moment when we saw the Costco guys, right? We saw Boom and Doom, QT Marshall, and Big Boom AJ in the Hurt Business, Shelton Benjamin and Bobby Lashley taking on Shane Taylor Promotions. Hoss, I told you we were going to get this on Wednesday when I showed you, or Thursday afternoon when I showed you the clip. I am not a fan of seeing Big Boom AJ Justice on anything. I don't give a shit if it's a 0 hour. I'm sick of it. Did you see his spear? People want to talk about Jey Uso has the worst spear in wrestling. Big Boom AJ today will just prove that he has the worst spear I've ever seen. And then his kid, which, come on, enough with the cookies. Enough with the cookies. His spear is also terrible. So you had the father and son combo in the spear in the middle of the ring. You had the big Costco kid offering the cookies and the snacks to fucking Shelton and Bobby. I wish they would have done Shane Taylor to production. Where was the Rizzler? Where was the Rizzler?
See, the Rizzler, I guess he couldn't get his passport. The Rizzler is underage, so he probably couldn't qualify for a passport. See, I don't know all the rules here in America. I don't. Hopefully he did qualify for his passport, but I'm gonna say that because I don't know all the rules.
I'm not gonna say anything because I think we'll get canceled if I say.
I'm gonna say the youth could not get his passport, but I will say this: Big Boom AJ, we can see that he never played football a day in his life.
He's a former pro wrestler. Like, he trained in the independents before he made wrestling appearances. That's why the AEW community is like, but he was a former pro wrestler before he came. You didn't know that? See, the look on your face tells me you didn't even know that.
I did not, Chris. I know one thing. He was not a former football player because the spear is just an Oklahoma drill. It's a football tackle. That's what the fuck a spear is. Did you hear Taz making fun of the fucking of the big kid's weight? He was like, "Did this kid get bigger from the last time we saw him at Double or Nothing or some shit
as
he should, Chris. Because
as he should
bring back fat shaming. As a fat man that's talking about wrestling right now, bring back fat shaming because that kid might lose 100 pounds because you shamed him on pay-per-view. I will say that right now. Bring that shit back. But Big Boom AJ, he's never played football a day in his life because that spear was fucking awful. But this match was not that bad. I was entertained. I popped a few times. I laughed a few times. I gave this match 3.25 stars. Well, 3.25 sabers. See, you have to excuse me. I'm a little bit under the influence.
Even with the Rizzler check in the middle of the ring, 50 grand.
That gave it another 1/4 star, brother. That gave it another 1/4 star. See, that's entertainment, brother. That's what we bring to AEW. See, in other pissant companies, they bring back legends to try to entertain you. At AEW, we bring the kids to entertain you, the youth, the kids that are going through puberty right now. You bring that big motherfucker to come and to spear somebody, That is entertainment, brother. We're going for the NIL right now. We want the youth, 18 and 19-year-olds, fresh out of high school. We're trying to change the demographics, Chris. So we got to have. How old is Big Justice? Let me know. How old is he? How old is he, Chris? Let me know how old Big Justice is. He
the dad?
No, the kid who did the spear. How old is he?
According to research here, he is 13, and the dad is 50.
That fat bastard is 13 fucking years old. I'm gonna tell you this right now, as a man who's been fat a majority of his fucking life, that kid should not be eating hot dogs and donuts on YouTube. He should not be doing that. That is child abuse. I'm gonna tell you that fucking right now. That kid should be on a treadmill. He should be running gassers at football practice. But yet he's at AEW in London eating crumpets.
He's exercising. He did the spear.
That ain't exercising, Chris. He did a spot.
He did a spear.
He did a wrestling spot. That's what he did. He didn't do that.
You don't think he trained for that? Was it the gym hard work?
No, the fuck he didn't. I can do that.
You don't think you didn't? I showed you the video. Him and his dad were in the ring training before this match.
Chris,
they weren't just eating crumpets.
Chris, you could do that shit spontaneously. Why the fuck? I could do a spear spontaneously. I ain't got to work out for no fucking spear. All I got to do is sit there and lay my shit in for a second. That's all I got to say. But this fat kid, I'm going to tell him, like, Chris, this is before your time. There was a movie called Heavyweights with Ben Stiller. You might have seen this movie. The guy, he was named Gerald. Do you remember that movie?
You're right, probably before my time.
Kenan Thompson was in this movie. They went to something called Fat Camp. The Big Boom Justice should be at Fat Camp right now, but he's at All In London laying in a spear on the Hurt Syndicate. That kid is living the dream. Shout out to him, because I'm sitting here getting drunk watching his big ass lay a spear in on Lee Moriarty in the Hurt Syndicate. I'm envious of this kid. That's what I am. But yeah, this match is fine. It's a fine match.
It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. Speaking of something that I thought was more than fine, Hoss, I think that we kind of talk about this because the last match of the pre-show obviously bled into the start of the show, which the start of the show is obviously what the people want us to talk about. But very important to talk about Persephone versus Maya World. You
damn right. Talk your shit, Chris.
I thought the match was great. I love Persephone being in this type of spot. I think Maya World looked great too. Happy to see Persephone win. I think this is the push and the type of victory that a lot of the fans of hers especially wanted to see her have. Before we talk about the stuff after the ring, after the match, which is the most important stuff, Hoss, what do you think about this match and what do you think about Persephone becoming your new TBS champion?
Chris, I'm going to tell you this. As my brother in arms, when we talk about AEW, I feel this is the best match on the AEW pre-show.
100%.
This is sexy graps that I enjoy completely. Persephone should be on my television every week on Wednesdays and Saturdays. I want to see her do promos. I want to see her wrestle. And with Maya World, I want to see a lot more of Maya World. The only complaint that I have of Maya World is her finisher. I do not like the power slam into the pin finisher. I don't care for it. But I feel like she should workshop her finisher. But she comes out there with the skimpy skirt. She looks great. Persephone looks great. This is women's graps that we want to see in 2026. Both of these women can wrestle their asses off. They look great. The presentation is off the charts. I want to see more of wrestling like this from the women's division at AEW. I'm going to hit myself with the bat Because when I talk about pissant companies,
not on the biggest show of the year.
I'm gonna do it, Chris. See, on that pissant company that in Stanford, they had 3 women's matches on SmackDown. When we come to here to AEW, I want to see more women's graps on Wednesday and Saturday nights. I'm tired of seeing male jobbers every fucking week.
No Manny Low?
Did you hear what I said? No more men jobbers.
Landon King?
Beef, Chris. Yes. We're going through a crisis here in America where we got beef numbers going down. We need less.
How much beef is now in America? Holy shit.
Yes, so I need to see less beef on my Dynamite. But yes, I want to see more Persephone, more Maya World. These women, I gave this match 3.5 stars.
Yes,
they looked incredible. They got their shit in, and they need to be featured on AEW television more. I loved it. I loved the TV. But I will one complaint, Chris. One complaint. The TBS title was in one of the main events last year at All In Texas. So this is not how we build stars at AEW. AEW needs to do better at building their stars, especially in the women's division. We had Mercedes Moné go against Toni Storm last year in one of the main events. Now we have the TBS championship in the buy-in. We need to do better with that. Do better by your women. But other than that, this match was very good. I enjoyed it a lot. And then we had our doctor come back, Chris. Our dentist. We got our teeth together, Chris. Go ahead and tell her who they were, Chris. Tell us.
The doctor will see you now. Britt fucking Baker is here back in All Elite Wrestling. Let's go. So after the match, you saw a hoodied figure, which in those ugly-ass luchador masks that AEW manufactures now. She puts the glove on, has her hands inside Maya's World's mouth. Her hands inside Maya World's mouth. Pause. And she unmasks herself, and right then and there, Dr. Britt Baker unmasks herself, throws the mask down, gets out of the ring, and walks back. Hoss, we talked a lot about this. We even talked a lot about this off air. And shout out to Aaron Loves Wrestling, and shout out to Baba Booey 154. Thank you guys for joining us here right after your AEW All In here on the Sports Jedi Network with your Dynamite Bros. Hoss, Britt Baker, she is back, bro. She's aligning herself with Persephone now. That's interesting. That's an interesting spot for her to come back to. Talk to me, man. You know I feel about her. She's a Pittsburgher. I love her. I've been wanting her to come back for fucking the last 2 years.
Chris, I'm gonna tell you this right now. When I saw Britt Baker on my television screen, I got on my phone. I called my orthodontist. I want to get my teeth cleaned immediately. I wanted my teeth to be cleaned. I wanted to make sure that my cavities were all filled, because when you see Britt Baker, who has been persona non grata on our television screens for the last year and a half, this was a pleasant surprise. And we know, God bless Rebel. We know Rebel is going to have her show in September.
Yes.
This was a nice launch to see Britt Baker on our television. This is a great way to reintroduce her to people who are uninitiated to AEW. So Britt Baker coming back on our television, this was a great sight. And I popped when I saw this masked figure come out to help Persephone during this match. I was literally like, who the fuck is this? Who is this on my TV screen? And when she took the mask off and she said, "This is Britt Baker," I popped, sir. And
yeah, me too.
The biggest pop was I've only been with AEW the last 2.5 going on 3 years. So it's been almost 2 years since I seen Britt Baker on my television.
Yeah.
This was a pleasant surprise, brethren.
Yes.
I loved it. And then I called it. I wanted Persephone to win this title, because I got tired of the CMLL Women's Championship being buried on this television.
Mm-hmm.
So, and that's no disrespect to Maya World. Maya World is a great worker. She has been great since Tegan Knox and what was that other woman? They refused to take the job.
Yeah, so they're dating though or some shit or married or whatever, but I don't remember her name.
And I'm gonna say this in respect to Tony Khan. He won't say it, but I'll say it for him. Fuck them wenches. Maya World and Hyan came in here and they took advantage of an opportunity. Yeah. And Maya World came in here and she produced. So shout out to her. But Persephone is just a beast of her own. So she deserves this title. And I believe she will build up the TBS women's division bigger than they've seen in the last couple of years. This match was very good. I gave it 3.5 stars. 3.5 Sabers. See, again, Chris, I'm sorry. You have to excuse me. I've been drinking so much because of this damn card. 3.5 Sabers. We are Jedis around here. This match was very good. I enjoyed it completely. And I agree with 10 out of 10 is a tough card for Aaron. Aaron, you're my brother. I love you. I love you dearly. I will give this card probably 9 out of 10. I can't give it 10 out of 10, but this card was incredible. Go ahead, Chris. I enjoyed this match. I enjoyed it. Now,
like you talked about with Britt Baker coming back too. It's like with the TBS title scene. Now we can see Britt Baker and Persephone down the road. That's going to be a big match. That's going to be a big match and a big storyline. So I love it. Hoss. I love the addition of Britt Baker, and I'm very curious to see what she's going to say and do on Dynamite Wednesday.
Yes, the thing about it is, I know AEW does not. They don't conform to the wrestling norms. They don't conform to heel versus babyface dynamics. But when you get Britt Baker and Persephone in the same ring, we gotta have these dynamics. Somebody's got to be a heel and somebody's got to be a face. We need to have fun here. We love to have fun at AEW. I know a lot of people they love these matches. They love to see people lay their shit in. We need to see some great storylines of weighing out for the rest of the year. That's all I asked. Because when we talked about it this in the production show, this show was fucking incredible.
Yeah.
If you would just give us a little bit of nuance when it comes to the stories, give us a defined heel and a defined face. This company has untapped potential when it comes to what they deliver every fucking time when it comes to a big show. Like people talk about paying for ESPN and that other piss-ass company. When I pay to watch these pay-per-views, I am thoroughly fucking entertained. Shout out to Anthony Rafiq Khan. You can't get the fucking TV right, but when we pay for a pay-per-view, you get this shit right. I tell you that right now. Shout out to Shad. I know you are part of his loins, but Tony Khan, thank you, brother, thank you. But yeah, go ahead, go off, Chris. Go off.
No, I was just gonna say, like, I might sound very sicko-ish right now, but and look, I hope the sickos clip this to the positivity we talk about AEW, instead of the shit that they just hear on Wednesdays and Saturdays. But when they do it right, if they were to knock down their TV shows right, I could say they're the best company in America.
I co-sign that. When it comes to, I will say just the 2026, Chris, I have enjoyed AEW way more than I've enjoyed any other company.
So have
when
I.
It comes to talking that,
and even watching it, and don't get me wrong, there are a few other companies that I've enjoyed watching this year too, but the AEW pay-per-views, there's just no topping them. And look, they're long as hell, and Redemption definitely wasn't good. But Double or Nothing still the pay-per-view of the year, in my opinion. This pay-per-view was fucking great, and Revolution was fucking great too.
You are right, Chris, and I hate I have to remind the sickos about this every fucking time we go live. I am currently wearing an Orange Cassidy shirt. I just paid my hard-earned money where I go work all week to watch AEW. So if you call me an AEW hater, I'm going to say it right now, you are fucking stupid. I watch this show every fucking week. I have high standards. I believe this company has untapped potential. Every time I pay for a pay-per-view, they raise the fucking bar. Every time. Every now and again, they might go under expectation. But when they go under expectation, they are better than other fucking companies. That's the biggest thing. So
small little tweaks with their pay-per-views, they'd be the best. They're the best in the game.
Yes. So if you call me an AEW hater, you don't have any common sense. I pay my hard-earned money. I got all these crates. I pay for the pay-per-views. I watch these shows weekly. I could be doing something else with my precious time, but I'm sitting up here watching AEW. So if you call me an AEW hater, I'm gonna call you fucking stupid. But yeah, we got a review to keep going. Let's go, Chris.
No, preach, because you see the hat I'm wearing. You see the merch that I always wear. I like everything. We want this shit to be good. We want this shit to be better everywhere. And all of this shit sucks. Our content sucks. Come on. We're not here to hate on it. We're here to celebrate it. But like Haas said, we got a review to talk about. And the buy-in roulette trios match, and then bleeds into the main show. They started off here again. The participants were Bandito and Hangman, Roger Strong.
Hold on, Chris. Before you go forth with that trios match, Tekla came back, Chris. Tekla.
I was very excited to see Tekla come back. Tekla comes back. She cuts a promo, stands out there on the on the table there where Renee and everybody's kind of doing the commentary. Dumb bitches. She says she's gonna sit there and watch the match between Willow and Mercedes. And later on in the match, I was gonna bring her up because we saw her sitting there during the Mercedes and Willow match, and that definitely ties into what I want to talk about when we review that match, because she does play a factor. But yes, Haas is right. Tekla did come out. She gave her presence early on, and Haas later on, she did talk about how she was gonna watch the match later on. She did. I think we're gonna put a pin on that because there's a lot to be talked about with her after the Mercedes and Willow match. So stay tuned for that, because she's going to play a part in the result. But yes, the participants in the trios roulette or royale match, Hangman and Bandito, or Brodito, excuse me, Roddy Strong, Orange Cassidy, and Kyle O'Reilly, the conglomeration, the Death Riders with Yuta, Pac, and Claudio, the Demand, the Bang Bang Gang with the Guns and Jay White, and then they had the Dogs with Gabe Kidd and Finley and Clark Connors. And then they bled into the main show, which I'm going to give Haas the floor on this one to start off with, because we're very, very excited. We had Swerve Strickland come out, make an entrance with Pris Nana. Cameras cut. New Level.
I'm on a new level.
AEW. Yes. AEW, or the New Day, is here in AEW. They make their debuts alongside Swerve Strickland as the last team, as the mystery team in the roulette match. They end up winning the match. They come out to obviously ASAP Ferg and Future's New Level, which one thing I will give Tony Khan, he did it for the Anarchy in the Arena with Let the Bodies Hit the Floor. He did it with Danielson and Okada with the Final Countdown. I love when this guy brings real commercial music to a wrestling show. It makes the wrestling show feel special when there's actual commercial music. Haas, the floor is yours. I know you were really excited. The New Level, Kofi and Xavier Creed, or Austin Creed, excuse me, are now here in AEW.
Chris, I'm gonna say this, and I know we shit on the program sometimes on Wednesdays and Saturdays, but this company, especially Tony Khan included, I see why people say thank God for Tony Khan and AEW. Yep. This man spares no expense when it comes to introducing people that come from other companies. when the new level came here, and I heard ASAP Ferg in Future, I popped tremendously out of my fucking clothes. Like, no, no Diddy. I popped out of my fucking clothes because this song is on my workout playlist. Because when I hear New Level, I turn the fuck up. And those people in England, when they heard that shit and they saw the new level, they went to another fucking level. They came, Kofi and Austin Creed, they came out there to such a tremendous pop that I can't even fathom what the people in London were thinking when they saw these people. Because, man, it's hard to even imagine how loud that this crowd was. They were thoroughly into it most of the night.
Yes.
But when they came out, when they saw press start in the new level, these people lost their ever-loving minds. And I get it because I was right there with them, brethren. When I saw Kofi and Austin Creed, I knew we were prepped for weeks. We were prepped. But the fact that I saw these people come out with Swerve Strickland, I couldn't fathom the emotion that I felt when they came out, because we knew that other piss ant company from fucking Stanford, they fumbled the bag. They fucking did it. That's why I bring the bat out. But when they came out to AEW in fucking England, the shit was incredible. I knew they were going to win. I don't care how they won. It was just they won the night when they came out. It was fucking incredible. Chris, I'm gonna put Tony Khan, when he spends his money correctly, I can't help but put his ass over. So I have to do it. Chris, the floor is yours. It's yours.
Dude, this is an example again. I love when Tony Khan brings commercialized music. Hip hop, again, hip hop's not my genre, but I do like me some ASAP Ferg, especially back in those early days. So with like the whole ASAP mob was kind of thing. I love ASAP Rocky. So hearing a song like that again, everybody knows. I mean, you don't have to. It doesn't have to be on your playlist, but you know the song. Their presentation was great. Again, when the stage looked really good too. When you see that drone shot and they had the new level and or next level, and it turns up and you see their logos turn up on the side right there. It looks great. And them aligned with Swerve also looked pretty damn good as well. They make a hell of a that's an example to me, one of rare examples where the random pairing looks fucking cool. I thought Swerve, and dude, they could do that faction. Imagine they wanted to do a heel faction like that and Nana as their manager. Right now, they're uber baby faces. But wouldn't that be fucking cool as them as a faction? I know you and Kev suggested the Hurt Syndicate, and I think that's a very good way to go as well. But this group eventually, when they go heel as Nana as their manager, oh, this could be fucking cool. It is, and I want to put a small pin on that because what we talk about later on. But that's what I got for them going forward. They could make a hell of a faction moving forward. I loved it. I fucking loved it.
Chris, I will tell you this. I gave this match 3 3/4 stars.
I gave it a 3 saber. Just because
I'm sorry. I keep saying fucking stars. I apologize to the Jedi media. These are sabers. All right. We gotta bring the sabers out because we're fucking Jedis. But I gave it 3 3/4 sabers because it was too many people in this match.
Yes.
It was too much of a clusterfuck. I would have gave it 5 teams. We had 7. There's 21 fucking men in the match at one time. And I understand they made it a battle royale where you had to throw people over the top. Kofi had a great spot where he did one of his other piss air company spots where his feet didn't touch the ground. It was very entertaining. But it was just it was too many people that took the shine off the new level. You needed the new level to have the biggest pop out of the show. So maybe if they took 2 or 3 teams out of this would have been a 4.5 saber match. I bullshit you not. But this match was very good. It was just too many people involved. It was too convoluted, if that makes sense to people that watch us on the weekly. It was too convoluted. But I am glad with the finish. They got rid of the demand were a big deal in this match when it came to the new level. I enjoyed it a lot. And I gave like I said, I gave this match 3 3/4 sabers. This is a good match. It was just too many people in the match, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I agree, sir. What the symbol of the bat? What is
Baba
what is-
Booey? The symbol of the bat is to make sure that we stay on topic. We do not want to talk about other pissant companies when we're focused on one company when we're talking about them. That's what we're talking about, Baba Booey. I understand. You were with us with PUWF last night. You were a big friend of us last night. But the symbol of the bat is to make sure that we stay on code. That's all it is.
I struck out Wednesday. I'm
Don't
good. I'm gonna get my first. I'll get my first strike. Don't worry.
Chris, you weren't by yourself. I struck out too. That the bat is not only for other people, it's for my big ass too. When I strike out, wham. Yes, it's for everyone.
Yes, it is for everyone. Yes, breaking news. Grayson Waller pins Cruz Montana to become the new NXT World Champion.
See, you see that's strike one, Chris.
I'm acknowledging the chat. I'm acknowledging the chat.
No, we do not acknowledge other pissant companies. We are talking about the biggest event in All In going there right now. We do not acknowledge other companies. We don't do it.
Our guy Ethan, salute, brother. What's up, my guy? How was it? Oh, it was Tony D. Oh, whoops, I didn't see. I thought it was Mike Cruz Montana. But anyway, Ethan is a guy who has been with me and Kev for a while now in the chat, a supporter, and I think he was at the Wembley show, if I'm not mistaken, because he lives in the area. So, Ethan, if you were at the Wembley show in the chat, let us know what you thought about it. If you were there, what happened, or your feelings on attending it live, because I would love to hear that. We would love to hear that in the chat.
Ethan, this is what I think about that show we had. This bottle was full when I started the show. This is where we are now. Ethan, that shows you how much I love this show, how much I put this show over. And if you think I talk about this show badly on Wednesdays, sir, this legitimizes what the fuck we're talking about, the potential that we see in the 3 letters that we talk about on right now. All Elite Wrestling, we see the potential. We want the rest of you to see the potential in it. That's all we ask for. That's all. Chris, let's go.
That's all we ask for, and that's all we ask for, ladies and gentlemen. Yes, we're going to go right now into what I like to call it, the real show now, because, obviously that bled in the first, match kind of was a 0 hour that bled into the first show. Like Hall said yesterday on our weekly wrestling show, Brawling Birds versus the Mind Dominion, Megan Banning laying across the most predictable match on the show. The Brawling Birds are your new tag team champions. Hoss, I'm kind of happy they started off with this match. This was the match that I was kind of the least excited for on the show here. But what did you think of the match? What do you think of the result? And what do you think about this kind of following what we saw here on the trios match and the new level debuting?
Chris, I'm gonna tell you this right now. I always mess up. I called them Brawling Broads for a reason.
Yeah, I know that stuck with me too, and I accidentally called them that too yesterday.
The Brawling Broads, they brought pain to this match. I thoroughly enjoyed this match. Everybody thinks I'm just watching the match because I'm watching sexy women graps. These women laid their shit in. They got after it, and I enjoyed it thoroughly. This was a powerhouse match. Megan Bain, I don't have to say much about her. She looks good. She's big as shit. When you see Layla Cross, tall as shit, she lays her shit in. Alex Windsor, the wife of, well, we're not going to spoil it, but she's
the wife. What do you think of that suplex spot when they exchange suplexes, and at the end there, I think the Mind Dominion hit a suplex, and then the Brawling Birds reversed it, like No Soul did hit a suplex, and then they just kept doing that. I remember that spot. That was all right.
I will excuse the no selling for a second because both of these women, well, both of these groups are they are designated to be some of the most powerful women in the company. So I will excuse a little bit of no selling when
Okay.
these four women are shown to be the powerhouses of the company. Even though Jamie Hayter has gone through a tough transition over the last year. But this match, I gave it four sabers. This match was very enjoyable because it showed the power of these four women. It showed you that they are at the top of the tag division, that they cannot be challenged. And the fact is that the Brawling Broads, the Brawling Birds, whatever you want to call them, they were some worthy contenders. And I enjoyed this match thoroughly. This was a great match. I gave it 4. I wouldn't be surprised if somebody gave it 5, but for a women's match, I know some people might say there's a caveat, but this was one of the best women's matches that I've seen this year.
Yeah, I'm just happy it wasn't in the 0 hour because that tag team championship has gotten no love on the main show in the last few pay-per-views. So yes, I agree. It was a good match. And our friend Ethan, he said I thought it was better than 2024, but 2020 because I know he was there for I think all these shows, but he gives it a 10 out of 10 show. I don't blame him at all, especially if he was in the building. But yes, great tag team match there. The Brawling Birds, they win their match inside Wembley Stadium. And I think we kind of have an idea on what the next tag team is going to be. We kind of saw it from the 0 hour. So hopefully that match from the 0 hour between Statlander and Harley and the and Julia Hart and Sky Blue. Hopefully, that match had implications for tonight.
I know you bring up Statlander, and it just shows you a fall from grace, and that will bother me. It bothers me because Statlander was the women's champion for a good amount of the year, and she falls to the 0 hour. That should tell you a lot about the main event in the women's division. It's disrespectful. I don't care for it. Jamie Hayter came out and said some quotes this year where she said that the women's division is slowly developing. She's correct. She is correct because Tony Khan, as much as I put him over earlier, he does a disservice when it comes to the women's division. I have to watch Ring of Honor if I want to watch women shine in this division, and that is a travesty. I should be able to turn on Dynamite on Wednesdays. I should be able to turn Collision on Saturdays to see great women scraps. But yet I have to go to the development, to ROH, where I see Queen Aminata is on a 17-match winning streak, where I see Mina Shirakawa who was just a big champion. She was in a big storyline when Tony Storm went away. But she's now in ROH doing matches. I need Tony Khan to step it up when it comes to the women's division because there's a lot of talent in the women's division, a lot of talent. And I'm not saying it because I'm Gunner in chief. I'm saying it because these women, they can really lay their shit in. Let them wrestle on main event television. I'm tired of seeing the jobbers of the men's division get all this shine. Get them women out here who do some great shit. That's all I ask. Like, if you think I'm disrespecting the men, I don't give a fuck. So what? Give me the women on television that look good and wrestle good. I'm for it. Go for it, Chris.
Go for it. I want women's wrestling, but I want the women that can make the shows better. That's what I ask for. I don't want pointless women's matches. I want women's matches that are going to help progress the show. I want women's matches that are the top of the company. That's where I think some other places lack. I think they put some of their whatever. That's a whole nother topic for a different day. But yes, I agree with Hoss. If you have the good women in your company, showcase them more. With Britt Baker coming back and all this stuff, Persephone, I'm hoping that, instead of just the 9:20 hour with the main event and Mercedes taking up half of the women's slots, hopefully Tony inserts them. And, they don't give a fuck about doing 10.5-hour shows anyway. So there's no excuse there's no excuse not to have 2 women's segments on Dynamite. Plain and simple. Hoss, anything else before we move on to the next match?
Get after it, brother. We going at a good pace, just like this pay-per-view was. Let's get after
Yes,
it.
this pay-per-view went at a good pace. Speaking of the match, what I actually thought that went at a good pace, which was Nigel McGuinness versus John Moxley for the finals of the Continental Cup. It was a good match. Again, I like the end there where Moxley kind of has the ankle lock. He gives Nigel a little Kern stop there, and Moxley wins the match but via submission. I thought Nigel was great. The crowd was behind Nigel the entire time. I think Nigel did a good job of doing that. I honestly think that's the whole reason why they had Nigel McGuinness in this match to begin with. I still don't like Moxley kind of being in this match and winning it because he is the Continental Champion. I kind of would like this to, if they were going to do something like this, maybe this could have been a way for the challenger. I know, get rid of the Continental Classic, and this could have been something for the number one contender for Moxley, or they could have had this Continental Cup winner get like a first round bye or some point advantage in the Continental Classic. That's the only thing that's kind of throws me off about the match and the concept to begin with. But the match itself, I would give it a 4 saber. Again, back and forth submission. Nigel looked great. This is probably the last time we're gonna see Nigel, at least in a big match like this. So it was good, Hoss. Again, these two kind of have like the same style. I know Nigel isn't the same guy he was, when he was wrestling in Ring of Honor in those early days, but they do kind of have the same type of style. Nigel McGuinness, I think it was like the laces off his boots, and he kind of like was choking Moxley, kind of like how Hangman did last year at Texas. Hoss, you remember that when Moxley got chained? What you were talking about the other day with the so Moxley can't hang. I was gonna say can't hang himself. I was gonna say can't help himself. Moxley can't help himself by getting choked at every All In since last year. Oh my God, Hoss, the floor is yours. What did you think about it? I enjoyed the match, and I enjoyed the finish with Moxley winning by the ankle lock.
Chris, I'm gonna go ahead and take it. This is where my finisher count started.
Yes.
I had to look up what Nigel McGuinness's finishers were because I wanted that initiated with Nigel McGuinness. He did a spot where he did the Tower of London for the top rope. It's a cutter for the top rope. That's one of his finishers. So I had to look that up. So that's where I took my first shot of the weekend. This match was pretty good. I enjoyed myself thoroughly doing it, and I've been shitting on this match because Nigel McGuinness has been. I will say this: he's been the benefit of plot armor when it comes to it because he's going to England. If he wasn't in England, he would have made it this far. But yet, this is where we are. When John Moxley got here with him, this match was very damn good. I gave it 4 1/4 sabers. It was pretty good, and it got even better in the last 5 minutes when John Moxley started taking that tape off his ankle. Everybody saw when he took the tape off his ankle, and he just started focusing on the ankle. That gave this match a clear direction. This match was damn good. Like I was shitting on Nigel McGuinness for being this 50-year-old cripple. He had the fighting spirit. I enjoyed it very, very much. And I enjoyed the finish because if Nigel McGuinness had won this match, I was ready to shit talk about Tony Khan, just saying you're burying your whole division if you let your 4-time world champion lose to Nigel McGuinness in England. I don't give a fuck about a feel-good story. You have to keep the story of AEW going. You can't let your 4-time champion, he's the most distinctive champion going forth in this company. He can't lose to a 50-year-old crippled announcer. Shout out to the Joyce of the booking. This match was very good. I enjoyed it all the way throughout. And it got better through the last 4 minutes. Yeah. If you like technical wrestling with a little bit of twist in it, go for it. This match was worth your time. I liked it.
This match was very good. And again, the winner, you could argue there, but for this concept, it does make sense. Moxley gets the win again over Nigel McGuinness in a pretty good match. And the crowd gave Nigel a standing ovation after the match, Hoss. looks like we're not going to see Nigel McGuinness again, like I said, kind of be in these big spots and kind of wrestle, which is fine. I think, you know, he did what he had to do. He had the matches I think he wanted to have. He had the match with Danielson before Danielson called it quits. He did all that stuff. So I do think that. But chat, we are going to go to commercial break. We're going to hear from Haas's new affiliate, Wolfpack. You guys know those backpacks that you guys see Haas wear, with the Batman, with he said they had the SpongeBob, they have all that stuff. So we're gonna show you guys Haas's new promo code Wolfpack, and when we get back, we're gonna talk a little bit about the end of this match and go into what I think was the match of the night.
Okay, listeners, we got a brand new sponsor to the Sports Jedi Media. Haas Knuckle Brew is brand ambassador to Wolfpack, is an athletic and tactical backpack company that makes gym, meal prep, tactical, duffel, sling, and utility bags. Its official site says the brand was created by a Southern California bodybuilder and family man and has grown into a fitness lifestyle movement. Pack up, knuckle up, save 10%, gear up with Wolfpack, and represent the Haas Knuckle Brew way. Use promo code BELLCOWHOSTS, get 10% off. Wolfpack and Haas Knuckle Brew, built to pack, built to knuckle, built for the Sports Jedi Galaxy.
Yes, indeed. Shout out to Wolfpack here. Haas Knuckle Brews, new sponsor here for the Sports Jedi Network. We will be back. Well, he will be back in a second, but we are going to talk about a little bit here again for AEW All In. Yeah, the match was good with Nigel and John Moxley. I didn't like the idea of John Moxley kind of being in the Continental Cup to begin with, but when you look at this, okay, now I'm curious to see if he's going to be in the Continental Classic. I don't think he should be in the Continental Classic. I truly, they should not treat it like the Owen Cup in tournament in the sense, but have your finals be the #1 contender for Moxley's Continental Championship. Don't have the Moxley in the tournament, have him go to the fucking finals, and then have him probably retain in the finals, because then the tournament becomes predictable. And the most important thing, it does not make for good weekly television. That's the most important part about having these Continental Cup matches. So, Haas, anything else you got for Moxley and Nigel before we go into a match that I got a lot to talk about here?
I can't really complain too much about the match. Like, it could have been a 5-star match if it ended a little bit sooner, but Nigel had the fighting spirit in him, and I will give him a shout out to that. That gives the older demographic and like, okay, the young whippersnappers can't beat us like that. We're smarter than them. We have more savvy than them. But this match it surprised me thoroughly. I thought this was going to be an easy win for Nigel McGuinness. I thought that the booking was going to be in his favor, and I was pleasantly surprised, because I really thought that Tony Khan was going to bury his men's division by having this announcer win, and this was great. This is great. I can't complain about it. It didn't overstay its welcome. Very good match. Shout out to them. Very good.
Shout out to them. Very good match. Again, I was just talking about Haas with the Continental Classic coming up in the winter. I'm hoping that now this Continental Cup is like not like the Owen Hart Cup, but in the sense of where the finals for the Continental Classic are competing for the #1 contender to actually fight Moxley, and not Moxley just be in the finals, because the tournament becomes super predictable and it does not make for good weekly television.
The thing about the Continental Classic, we know Moxley's going to lose that belt when the C2 starts in December. That's going to happen. If it doesn't happen, that's going to we'll address that when it comes. But if he doesn't lose it, then we will know the clear direction of this company at that time. We'll know that John Moxley books himself, and I hope that's not the case. I really hope that's not the case.
I hope that's not the case.
When it comes to the Continental Cup, the idea is not bad. It's not a bad idea. It should have been, like I said, it should have been exclusively for the women. The women needed it. They needed this. The men did not need this. The men have so much. They have a lot of grace, a lot of levity when it comes to showcasing their talent. The women, they needed this showcase for their talent, because it's so much. I've started watching ROH more recently, the women, there's so many women down there that need to be showcased on AEW television that it's not even funny, my brother. So this could have really done wonders for them. And when it comes to comparing to other companies, I bring the bat out when we talk about other companies. AEW could be the leaders of the charge when it comes to women's wrestling if they do this shit right. That's all I ask. Do right by them. That's all I'm saying. Because when we watch other companies, women's get crickets, but they are great workers. The women, they put in their time, they put in their effort, they put in the time of looking great as hell. Give them the highlights that they need. That's all I ask. But when it comes to the end of this Continental Cup, it's a good idea. It really is. It's just the execution wasn't that great.
I agree. Hopefully they maybe take your idea next year. And maybe hopefully this time next year we're talking about the women's finals of the Continental Cup. But let's talk about another match here, which this is my match of the night. No question. It was the triple threat match between Kyle Fletcher, Okada, and Takeshita. They started off the match with, again, I gave you guys the key highlights here during the pay-per-view reviews. Little Shawn Michaels tribute there with Kyle Fletcher super kicking Okada out of the ring there, and the look on Takeshita's his face. He looked shocked. They took a little play out of that. I love the spot where Takeshita does the German suplex on Okada, and he kind of rolls up, does the pin, but Kyle Fletcher, kind of swings at Takeshita. He ducks and hits the German suplex, kind of have like a double roll-up pin on that. I thought that was very good. I think Takeshita's, it's hard to argue he's not one of the best wrestlers on the fucking planet. I'm not even just going to categorize. Well, if you want me to, yes, he's the best. I think he is the best Japanese wrestler on American soil in all of professional wrestling right now. Okada's very, very good, but man, Takeshita is a baller. He is so good. Anytime him and Okada are in the ring together, they were in the ring together at Double or Nothing, and when you add Kyle Fletcher, Hoss, you knew on paper this match was going to be fucking fantastic. But the story that they told in the match, I loved it because there was a point where even Takeshita and Kyle Fletcher were going to gang up on Okada. But the finish happens right there where Okada gets the sneak here, he hits the Rainmaker on Kyle Fletcher, and then he wins the match. They told a good story in this match, and the match was fucking fantastic. Again, Okada, I didn't like the way he was used when he first came to AEW as that kind of corny, goofy guy, but his facial reactions in the match have been very good, and it adds a small part of it. 5 sabers. This is probably the only match I'm going to give the 5 sabers to. Probably, since we started the concept, since we maybe in the entire card. This match, Hoss, was my favorite match of the night. It's going to be one of my favorite triple threat matches. I loved it. I mean, the brain buster off the rope and Okada just comes in there. That was great. That was great, Hoss. What do you think about this? I loved it.
Chris, I concur. This was the best match of the night. I gave it 4 3/4 sabers. I couldn't give it 5. I could not give it 5. But the fact that you gave it 5, I can't argue with you. This match was incredible. Konosuke Takeshita, he is the best in-ring wrestler in the world. I am willing to say that. I was fighting with myself to say that at Double or Nothing when he fought Okada at that then. This man, like, if he could cut a greater promo, he would be the best wrestler alive. This man, he does not put on bad matches. His moves are crisp. The execution is wonderful. I sit up here and watch this dude not be in awe every time because he delivers great big time matches. Like I get why he was in the Don Callis family, because he needs someone to be his mouthpiece. But when he gets between those fucking ropes, this man is impressive. And I just don't know what to say. I just don't. This match was fucking phenomenal. Like it actually needed another 5 or 10 minutes. And that's hard for me to say. Because it's hard to say matches need more time, the fact that Takeshita is the MVP of this fucking company, and Okada being this guy that the savvy veteran, but he's also the heel. Is like, I'm going to be the guy that's going to take advantage of stuff. All right, this Kyle Fletcher, he did his job. He did what he needed to do. This match was fucking incredible. I hope Kyle Fletcher moves to the main event off of this because he deserves it.
I was going to bring that up after that. Yes, I think I was going to ask if you think he should be. Yes, I agree.
Yes, trust me. I know we're going to get to the main event later, but Kyle Fletcher should be elevated to the main event because as long as he has Don Callis doing most of the talking for him, this man is an A1 heel when it comes to wrestling. And Takeshita being this baby face, hopefully they can get someone to talk for him because this man is arguably the best wrestler alive. I can't put this match over more than what's going on. This match was fucking incredible.
This match was great. Again, I love Takeshita. It's hard to argue, like you said, one of the best wrestlers in the world. With Kyle Fletcher, yes, I think it's time to move on to the main event scene. You know, obviously we'll talk about a little bit more about that too as well. We did see him again later on, so I loved it. I'm with you, dude. Don't know really what else to add other than that. I loved the spots, but the reason why maybe 5 stars is whatever. I can give it like a 4.5 or something because to me, this is the one match out of the entire card. And I'm going to put the card here on the bottom for you guys right now. This is the one match in this entire card where I feel like told the most story going in, has told the better story of the history. Obviously, Kenny and Ospreay, that's the biggest story and that's the biggest, feud. They have a lot of history, but it feels forced with Kenny as being the heel, whatever. A lot of aspects of the story felt forced. With this was quote unquote family business. And they had a match, not just to go out there and have a 5-star match. They had a purpose. They told a story in the match, which is what I think AEW, the fans like to say they tell their stories in their in-ring. I think that's utter bullshit. I think most of these fucking people go out there to do moves, just to do the moves. These 3 guys did not do that tonight, Hoss. They told this is an example of them telling a story while having the match. Again, with Takeshita and Fletcher almost going up there and teaming up against Okada when they've had their problems. And he's like, no. And then, but them still, you know what I'm saying, Hoss? Does that make sense? They actually told, that's how you tell a story in the ring and not just go out there and do fucking moves to do fucking moves.
Chris, I concur with you because, like I told you, I'm going to remind everyone, I was doing a finisher count when it comes to drinking. And this match had it had 0 finisher kick outs.
Shocker.
The only times that someone actually had help, someone had to interfere with the pin. There was not a kick out of a Rainmaker. There was not a kick out of a Raging Fire. There was not a kick out of a Brainbuster without someone coming to break the pin. This match was organically very fucking good. It was not forced to like, okay, we're going to have near falls because for the sake of near falls. This match was so good that
I love it.
What's the best way I can put it? The best way I can put it is if you want to watch something naturally good, just like, hey, a wrestling match where it doesn't seem forced, this is the match for you. And it didn't overstay its welcome. It wasn't even that long. This match was fucking incredible.
Indeed, incredible. I love it. I can't wait to see what Kyle Fletcher is going to go from here. And we'll see what Okada does with that international championship moving forward. But speaking of moving forward, we're going to the next match here, the Casino Gauntlet match. To me, this match, it wasn't my favorite match in the card. It was probably one of my least favorite matches in the card. Some key spots here. One of my favorite, parts of the match were MJF. This is the importance of MJF. I think the reason why he was out doing a lot of the spots with, he had a spot with Mark Davis, a lot of the single spots in the ring with Jericho. I think it was to make those other guys look good and those other guys to feel like big stars when they're going against an MJF. I thought Jericho looked good out there again with the crowd singing Judas. I thought that was pretty good. It was weird, but it wasn't, because it wasn't like a traditional like 5-4 and then they come out to their music. Like, we saw Nick Wayne in the beginning, their house pop out of nowhere. Where I was like, what? I was like, where the fuck did he come from when he goes out there and attacks Andre? I was like, what the hell? Like, so that was cool, but a little bit weird at the same time. I would say different. That's the best way to put it. It was different. But Andrade ends up getting the victory in the gauntlet match. Pretty surprising, I will say that. But it was a good match. We didn't see a lot of debuts like Ilya Dragunov, like a lot of the people thought. Haas, give me some of your key moments in the match, what you liked, what you didn't like, and what do you think about Andrade winning there? And I loved MJF in this match. That's one of my favorite parts of the match.
A lot of people might complain that Andrade won because he may not be the guy that to hold that contract, because he's not the biggest English speaker. But this gauntlet match was one of the better casino gauntlet matches that I've seen in this company. It wasn't a lot of people that were like, oh, I don't like that guy. I don't see him being a main event player. This match had a lot of guys where you can see that they're going to elevate up the card, because we had 11 guys in this match, and all 11 they could go from the mid card to the main card pretty quickly. And I want to say this, like I say, I was doing this drinking contest. There were 3 finisher kickouts. We had a guy kicked out of the Mark Davis pile driver. We had a guy kick out of the Judas effect. And we also had a guy kick out of, I want to say, Jack Perry's finisher. I drank to this match. I enjoyed this match. It wasn't that bad of a match for a casino gauntlet, but for Andrade being the winner, it leaves a lot to be desired, because we have to see what he's going to do as the guy holding the contract. We have Christian Cage holding the contract. We have MJF holding the contract. Guys who are great talkers. So I'm going to give Andrade the benefit of the doubt, but we'll see how it plays out. We will see.
Yeah, we'll see how it plays out there, especially with what we saw there at the main event with the result. I don't, we're gonna see. Does he align himself with somebody to kind of be that mouthpiece for Andrade? I think that would help him, but only time will tell with that. I think I was surprised, Hoss. I honestly didn't see Andrade winning that. I know you said Jericho. I know I said MJF, but I didn't think it'd be Andrade, just because I felt like Andrade's world title match was going to happen when MJF was still the champion, kind of going into Arena Mexico. Or I thought they would have a great brawl at Arena Mexico. So like, the thing about this gauntlet match, like, yeah, you have to. I like how they built up the gauntlet match, but they built this match up almost like it was just Andrade versus MJF one-on-one.
My biggest thing is Andrade's gimmick strong enough to hold that contract? Like, he comes here. He comes here, real Latino man. He takes his pants off. He takes a selfie with the woman every week. Is it really strong enough to say this guy could be world champion of this company? And I'm perplexed by it. Maybe he can convince me over the coming weeks and the coming months. I don't think it was a great booking decision, but we'll see what Tony Khan goes with it.
Yeah, we'll see what Tony Khan goes with it. So we'll figure out here on the next couple of weeks on Dynamite. But Andrade does win the Casino Gauntlet match this year, and we'll see where he moves on from there. Speaking of moving on, the next match here, Haas, in a lot to talk about with this match.
Yes,
the whole thing, not just the match, after the match, everything. Christian Cage and Adam Copeland. I am not going to get with the bat today. Versus the Young Bucks. The Young Bucks did like a vignette. Haas, I'm sitting there watching the Young Bucks vignette. Is this going to be the last Young Bucks match? At least for a while. That's kind of what I was sitting there thought. I thought it was I fucking despise the Young Bucks. I want to say that right now. I am not fans of the Young Bucks. I think they're two of the corniest motherfuckers to ever step foot in professional wrestling. And I think they're honestly two of the biggest douchebags. Just, you know, I like the Chicago boy, so maybe I'm just being biased. But anyway, even though he's a fucking hypocrite too. But long story short, I will say this: they are AEW, and it was a beautiful vignette to see that package they did there. So good job done by the Jacksons, Nikki and Maddie. The match was good though. I enjoyed the shit out of the match. Not too much of a build happened during the match, which did not, to me, I wasn't that excited going into it, but the crowd was fucking great singing Metalingus. They loved singing that. Some spots in the match where Adam Copeland accidentally spears Christian Cage. I thought the Young Bucks were going to win the match kind of around that spot too. Christian tried to go for the kill switch, and then they reversed that. They hit the referee spot. Spear on the one Buck. So that was good. The Bucks did one of the twist of fate. Well, the Matt or Christian Cage did a twist of fate, and then they went and did a 3D little tribute to TLC there with the Hardy Boys and the Dudleys. You know, Bully was tweeting everything about AAA and NXT. He knows. I know he wants to tweet something about that, and it's bothering him. But they did a tribute to that, which was good. And the match was good, Hoss. I enjoyed it. They did a lot of good spots. It wasn't one of those spot after spots. They did, like, you know, the tribute spots. They did some spears. They kind of told a story in this match too. So it was good. I liked it. I thought it was hilarious when before Christian hit the twist of fate, where I think it was Nick Jackson, where he tried to go up the rope and he slipped. I was crying laughing. I was crying laughing when the referee goes to check on him. I was like, bro, he just slipped. Hoss, what do you think about this match, dude? Before we talk about the sequence after.
This match made me drink. I'm gonna tell you this right now. This had three finisher kickouts. It had three of them. It had a BTE trigger kickout. It had a kill switch kickout. And it also had a spear kick out. Well, no, a 3D kick out. It had a 3D. You had the twist of fate and 3D kick out. I count those as finishers. So that's three of them. This match, I gave it 4.5 sabers because it was paced correctly. The Young Bucks, they didn't take over the match like I thought. I thought their pace was going to take over the match. Cope and Christian, they really controlled this match. And it was a lot of thorough storytelling going on in this match because a lot of people consider this a dream match. But when it came down to it, they deferred to the older generation. Like, okay, we think we can keep this rivalry has legs. I think they really think that. So we're gonna probably get this match again later on in the year, and I enjoyed a lot of stuff, like what Christian gave. Was that Matt Jackson the low blow when the ref was looking the other way?
Yep.
I enjoyed when they did the duo combat when you had the spear go into it. I enjoyed that. This match had so much going for it that they didn't have that much of a degree for error, if that makes sense. They didn't have that much of a margin for error. They could have done whatever they wanted, and they thoroughly entertained. They met the quota, and they met what AEW means when they said the elite wrestle. They did their jobs. This match was very damn good. I would watch it again. And anybody who missed this pay-per-view, if you look on YouTube a few months from now and you say, oh man, I missed All In, what do I need to see? Go back and watch this match. This match was very damn good.
Yes, I agree with Hoss. This match was very damn good. This whole division's very damn good, bro. After the match, I popped. I popped at the sequence that we saw after the match, where we saw the Motor City Machine Guns come out, the return of FTR. and the new level come out. I'm sitting here, Hoss. I'm like, bring out Kofi and Xavier. 3 seconds later, their music hit. I love this. Tony Khan did this to flex that he has the best tag team division in all of pro wrestling, because he does. And I tweeted out tag team wrestling is back. It is. All Elite Wrestling is where the best tag team division in the entire business. That's what it is right now. I'm excited to see some of these matches, Hoss. That the look at those tag teams that were in the ring, that visual, all them looking at each other. The New Day versus the Bucks. I don't like the Bucks, but that's gonna be great. FTR versus New Day, FTR versus Motor City Machine Guns is going to be a fucking banger.
Yes, sir.
Like, I mean, all of them are going to be a banger, but like, you have such a variety of shit to fucking choose from, like matches to choose from. You could throw the Guns in. There's still so many tag teams that weren't even in the fucking ring. Juice and Jay, I think Juice Robinson and Jay White should be a tag team, and I think the Guns should be a tag team.
My biggest thing is just don't run through this too quickly. Give us a little bit of story in between when you go through between these tag teams, because when you see all these guys that came out, we had Motor City Machine Guns come out, we had FTR walk out, we had the New Level walk out. This is almost a year and a half of content if you do this correctly. Don't just go like, okay, we're gonna go against one guy.
Bobby and Shelton. I didn't even mention them.
Exactly. Like, don't run through these teams. You could at least go through the rest of the year with the rest of this division. Don't just go up here, man, we're gonna do a match on Dynamite and a match on Collision. No, give these guys some time to breathe. We got a year and a half to 2 years of content with all these guys. That's all I'm asking Tony Khan. Don't exhaust yourself. Give it to your writers. Let them do their jobs. We got like 6 to 8 strong tag teams. You could throw the Rascals in there as well. We got a tag team division that other promotions are just praying for. You paid your good money for this, Tony Khan. Don't rush, don't exhaust it, don't run through them. Give us some good little stories to go between it, and we can have some fun for the next 2 years. We can eat to 2028 with all these tag teams. Don't exhaust them. Take your time.
Yeah, I agree 100%, dude. This looks great. Again, I like that they all feel like, like the Motor City Machine Guns. They're a very popular tag team, and I feel like they weren't obviously showcased in WWE a lot, so they looked and felt important in the spot. Because I think, again, hit me in the bat, not to mention the other anti-piss company, but when they did that tag team match in WWE with all the tag teams, like, in my opinion, you wasted through your tag team division. I don't want them to do that here, where they all just like, hey, a big roulette match, with tag team roulette. Like, I don't want anything like that. So yes, I think this was great. The match was great. The sequence was great. I wonder what the New Level. Well, I think the New Level, they're in a match already, or I think we're going to hear from them, right, Hoss? They showed the graphic. We're going to hear from them. So we're going to see what happens. Who interrupts? Are they going to stay? Obviously, they're the Trios champions now, but are they going to focus on the Trios champions, Trios faction with Swerve, or are they going to, kind of make noise there with Cope and Cage? I'm curious to see what they're going to do on AEW on Wednesday too. Same thing with all of these tag teams, because this was a big spot and they got to follow up on this. And shout out to James, Dr. Britt Baker, and Tekla are back. I am so happy. Yes, sir. James, Mr. Wrestling Figures, man. Thank you so much for joining me and Hoss on our All In post show.
Truth be told, I think Tony Khan has a vested interest in the trios titles. I think the trios titles is going to be a big thing going forth. Like, that's why he did the Roulette Royale. We got 7 teams. It could possibly go up to almost 10 if he treats this division with some TLC, some tender loving care. We can have the trios belts actually mean something going into All In next year. we can actually have the trios division meaning something going into Double or Nothing next year. I believe in it. Like when he put the belts on Swerve in the new level, he legitimized his trios division because he tried it with Hangman and Brodito.
Mm-hmm.
I really believe in what's going on here, so I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt. Let's have some fun with it, and let's see how far he gives Swerve in the new level with these belts.
Yes, I agree. We're gonna see what they do that there. It's gonna be fun. Oh, so it's gonna be fun watching this tag team division kind of play out. Yeah, Hoss, this was great. I know I didn't give that too much light during the pre-show. I didn't give that too much light during the pre-show, which I should have, but that was fun. That was fun. The crowd popped. That was one of the biggest pops of the night. Was when Roddy Strong, when we witnessed domestic violence on pay-per-view with Roderick Strong beating up his wife. He beat up his wife legally. Oh, I'm gonna keep my comment to myself before I say something really stupid.
Chris, I'm gonna tell you this. Like I said in the group chat, when you backbreaking your wife is a choice in kayfabe, and he basically invited us on what he does in the bedroom with Marina Shafir. I believe he has fun with it. I believe he has fun with his wife.
Read your private chat, and you'll know why I'm just gonna shut the fuck up about that right now.
I believe his wife has fun with him. Oh man, I'm gonna leave that alone. I'm not gonna touch that one in the private chat.
That's why I said it in the private.
I'm not gonna touch that one. But man,
dark humor, Hoss. That's why that's why private chats are there.
When Roddy Strong gave Marina Shafir a backbreaker, I popped tremendously because I'm like, every man who has a woman, they understand, they get it. When you quote unquote, in the words of Danny Garcia, when you're backbreaking, we get exactly what's going on. Man, have fun with your spouse, and I'm gonna just leave it at that.
Man, I wish we were back in the old days, like kind of radio days where you could just say whatever the fuck you want. There's no consequences. Because I'm gonna tell you right now, that private chat comment would have been slipped out on radio, and I wouldn't have given a fuck. No, it's all jokes. It's dark humor here. That's what that me and Hoss aren't sensitive pussies, so I know he's If you know, you know. So, but yes, James, that was fun to see. My friend at Whataburger where I work, Devin, is going to AEW Wednesday in Allen. Nice. Hell yeah. Shout out to Devin.
Shout out to him.
Shout out to him for going to AEW on Texas. Hoss, we're almost there. 3 matches. Now we're at the point of the show where there's 3 matches left. Not so far, the show flowed very well. When you're at this point, you're like, okay, 3 matches left doesn't seem crazy compared to watching it at 8:00.
Brother, I'm gonna tell you this: the last 2 matches before we get to the other ones, I drank 6 shots in between those last 2 matches. 6. I'm gonna tell you, 3 finisher kickouts apiece in those last 2 matches. I was drunk. I was sitting here trying to watch this stuff intently. I wrote notes, but man, this show had me going everywhere. I'm gonna just leave it at that. But I had tremendous fun. We're going into this TNT Championship match.
Yes,
Lord have mercy.
We're going into this TNT Championship match. It was a interesting match. Obviously, these guys have a lot of tension born up between each other. That is, of course, the TNT champion Kevin Knight taking on Darby Allin in a Falls Count Anywheres match. Again, some key highlights here that I thought are worthy of bringing up. Where in the match where Kevin Knight tries to do a springboard clothesline from the ring all the way to Darby Allin on the announce table, and Kevin Knight looked like he didn't take a good fall out of that one. Eventually when Brian Cage and the rest of the Don Fallis family over here came out, Brian Cage did like a back body drop to Darby on like the steel stairs. And let's just say if Darby and his new wedded wife are planning to have children, you might want to think about adoption, because I don't think you're gonna have little Darbies, little mimes running around your house telling, jokes or whatever. That did not look good. I mean, what am I fucking talking about? Darby doesn't seem the type to have children anyway. So that spot was very brutal. And Haas, obviously, we'll get into that last actually, because Sting comes out. Sting's son, Steve Borden, also makes his appearance there. Him and Sting are climbing the ladder, and he's like, "Dad, no, I want to do it." Thank God, Steve Borden did not let his father do a dive off the ladder at his age. Steve Borden does the crossbody off the ladder. And then Darby Allin, the crazy spot of them all. He has Kevin Knight on the stage there. Darby climbs up to the top. I thought he was going to go way higher. He climbs the top of the stage and does a coffin drop. And it was a big scene there, Hoss, at the stage where Darby Allin hits that coffin drop. Darby Allin ends up, they're getting Kevin Knight off the cart, he's laying down, being carted, and Darby Allin says, "F you, motherfucker," paraphrasing, hits the coffin drop on Kevin Knight outside. 1, 2, 3. Hoss, Darby Allin's your new TNT champion. What'd you think about the match? What'd you think about the crazy spots that I brought up? What were some of your favorite spots? What do you think about the result? Because I like it. I think this is where Darby honestly thrives on the card, is being the TNT champion.
This is actually my lowest rated match on the card.
Fair.
I gave it 3 3/4 stars. Oh, 3 3/4 sabers. 3 3/4 sabers, because I feel like the interference took away from the match. We had Brian Cage, we had Jake Doyle, we had Stephen Borden, and we had Sting, his father, come in to introduce in this match. And the biggest spot that took me out of this match was when Steven and Sting were climbing up the ladder. I was like, why the fuck are we doing this? Like, what's the point? Like, what are we doing? So Steven was going up one side, Sting was going up the other. Sting ended up going down the ladder, and then Steven does a big crossbody outside to the outside. And I'm just like, very unnecessary. I'm like, what's it? It served no purpose. But neither here or there. But when Darby did the coffin drop on the stage that went through the bottom, I'm like, oh man, what the fuck is this? This guy is fucking nuts. And then he goes out here and does another coffin drop to Kevin Knight on the gurney, like you said. And I'm just like, man, he has to win now. Like, he's really decimating this whole family, and he wins. And my biggest thing, like, what does he do after this? What does the TNT Championship do for him? Like, he's already had this world championship run where he fought till the wheels ran off. Now he's going to the mid card. I'm just like, it serves him no purpose at all. I'm like, Darby needs a good story, or he needs to be in the world championship hunt all the time. That's where he is now. That's where he needs to thrive. So that I don't want to shit on him, because Darby he's actually grown on me in this past year. I wasn't the biggest fan of his crash outs. I was not. But now I actually enjoyed the crazy shit now. So I want to see where he's going to go with this title. I don't know how he elevates the title, but whoever beats him for it, I hope that it helps their career. That's my biggest thing coming out of it. But I thought Kevin Knight should have kept this title, because I felt like he had a good run going, and the TNT title was actually elevating him. Darby Allin has no way to elevate this TNT title, but we'll see how it goes. We'll follow the book.
We will follow the book. We will see where that goes. Yes, I like him being the TNT champion. I mean, there were more talent for him to go against kind of his first run, and he didn't have it for that long anyway. But I personally don't see him being in the main event scene. I still think that, I'm not saying him being the world champion was a mistake. I'm just saying the time, or during Double or Nothing season, I think was the wrong timing for him to be the world champion. And that, to me, I don't want to see him in the main event scene. He had 7 world championship matches in like that 3 or 4 week span. I'm good. So if at least with this title, he could be building stars with that. And if everyone deserves a title shot, fuck it, Darby. do it with this title, not your main title. And I love Darby, but I don't see him going back in that world title feud, especially when he's the baby face. I think the main title scene already has too many baby faces, with Ospreay. I don't even want to talk about Moxley, because I think he's going to turn face soon. But there's a
face. He's whatever you need him to be. He's whatever,
fair.
Chris.
That is fair. No, that's fair, because the main, I'm gonna shit on him in the main event. But yes, Hoss, I agree. We'll see where that goes with the TNT title. Where we get to our co-main event, ladies and gentlemen, of AEW All In London 2026. It was for your AEW Women's World Championship. Willow Nightingale versus Mercedes Moné for the AEW Women's World Championship. We know Willow Nightingale was suffering a broken hand during suffering. She has a broken wrist or a broken hand. You saw kind of like the cast. They did a good job of playing that into the match. You could obviously that Mercedes was using that left hand injury from Willow. She was kicking it, attacking it. It kind of Willow looked a little uncomfortable in the beginning of the match. I guess the media scrum now just confirmed that Mercedes has suffered a broken nose. So Mercedes was very bloody and all that stuff during her match. But this was a fucking fantastic match. Even with Willow Nightingale having the broken leg, I thought the entrances were great. Willow looked great. Hoss, talk to me, man. This match, because I'm trying to see this breaking news. I think things are coming out of the media scrum, and I kind of want to get that there before the end of the show. But the sequences they did outside of the ring were pretty good too. They did some good spots where Willow Nightingale did a moonsault. Hoss, I haven't seen Willow Nightingale pull that out of her move sets in a long time. Talk to me, Hoss. What'd you think about the match? Fucking great. I'll give it a 4.5. Because the thing is, I remember a spot where Willow Nightingale hits Mercedes with the belt. Shouldn't that be disqualification?
I agree with you.
There were just certain little that little thing was kind of confused me there. But like I said, Hoss, great fucking match.
I gave it 4.5, just like you did. And I'm late to the party, but I am joining the train. Mercedes Moné may arguably be the best women's wrestler of all time. This woman is, when she gets in between the ropes, she's fucking incredible. She knows how. She's a ring general. She knows how to direct the match. She makes every one of her opponents look fucking great. And Willow Nightingale doesn't need to look great. She doesn't need any help in looking great. But the fact that Mercedes gets in here and she consistently has great matches, and she had the best match of the night. Like I know I put over Okada, Fletcher, and Takeshita, but if someone told me that Mercedes and Willow had the best match tonight, I couldn't argue with them. This match was damn good because it looked like a legit fight. It looked like that Willow wanted to beat her fucking brains in. And like Mercedes, like, man, I hate you, bitch. I want to beat your brains in. And they were laying in these forearms. They were laying in their special attacks. And this match was just very fucking good. And the satisfying thing about it was that Tony Khan chose to leave the London people with a sour taste in their mouth. It was time for Mercedes to get this reign of terror going, and I don't disagree with it. It's time. My only thing, like, I predicted that Toni Storm was going to show face in this. She didn't come. I don't argue with it. I don't have a problem with it, but I believe that she's going to be the one that ends this Mercedes reign of terror. I think Mercedes is going to have this belt going into next year strong. And I hated it. I hate that it had to be Willow.
Me too.
Willow
she's arguably your biggest baby face.
Yes,
she looked like a star, bro. This is the first time in Willow Nightingale's AEW run, in my opinion, where she actually looked and felt like a main eventer.
Yes, like Willow is great in the babyface role. Like she has that infectious energy that everybody wants to have. And even though this is a grown ass woman, a baby face seems like they have this childish demeanor where like I can beat everyone's ass. No one's better than me. And it just Willow is just great at that. And just I hate it had to be her. So whoever comes next for Mercedes, you just know that they're gonna get massacred. You just know it. It could be Tekla, it could be Chris Statlander, it could be Queen Aminata, it could be Mina Shirakawa, whoever it's going to be. Until it's Tony Storm, I don't see no one beating this woman until Tony Storm shows face again. And that's the toughest thing when it comes to the women's division. Mercedes is about to have a reign of terror on the scale of the other pissant company when we talk about Paul Levesque, who's running the company now.
I told you I would put a pin on the Tekla stuff. Haas, this is where I wanted to see Tekla come out. I wanted to see Tekla come out and give Mercedes a face-to-face after she won that title. Because I want to see Mercedes versus Tekla.
Chris, I'm going to tell you this. I would have to start another drinking campaign if that happens. Because Mercedes is going to say the word bitch, and Tekla's going to say the word bitch. And I'm going to drink every time I hear the word bitch comes out of either one of those ladies' mouths.
Oh, that makes me want to see the feud faster then.
See, look at it. See, you are a sick motherfucker. You know that, Chris. You just want to see your co-host be drunk as fuck. That's all you want to see. You're sick. But yeah, I can't wait to see it either because I'm sicko adjacent. I want to see it too.
Damn right. You're damn right. I can't wait for that. It's going to be really fun. All Out's in very shortly too. So it's in less than a month from now, which this was 2 years ago. They would have done All Out next Sunday, Hoss.
And I will say this, they protected Willow by having her pass out to Mercedes.
Yes.
I thought she was going to tap out. She passed out. And I'm just like, okay, I get where they're going. Do we want to see, what would this be, the fourth match or the fifth match between these ladies?
What, Willow and Mercedes?
Yeah, Willow and Mercedes.
I think so, yeah.
It'd be the fourth match, and I'm just like, oh, it's long in the tooth. I don't know, but they protected her, so we'll see where it goes from here. We'll see.
We will see where it goes from here. Again, great match. I loved it. I'm actually curious to see the celebration happening on Dynamite on Wednesday between Mercedes Moné and her new AEW Women's Championship. So it's gonna be fun. It was a good match. Willow Nightingale again with the broken wrist, the broken hand, the injury. Mercedes, I think it was that spot, Haas, where they were outside of the ring and like it was like Willow was gonna like power bomb her, but she like swung her legs and then Willow slammed her into the barricade out there. That barricade is not like the WWE barricade where it's like the non-hard can sign was LED, but you saw that when that camera, that was like a pole. Like an actual like railing. So she probably hit her nose very fucking because she held it right after that. So she continued them, and that was early on in the match. So she continued that entire match with the bloody nose. And again, the blood makes the aesthetic, they didn't do too much of it on the show either. So the aesthetics of that looked pretty good too for Mercedes.
Yeah, that swing from Willow was very unforgiving for Mercedes. And I know she'll probably never go babyface in this company. But the blood that Mercedes was drawing through this match, it made you a little sympathetic for her. Yeah. Even though she's an insufferable bitch when she gets to talking, it made you feel a little bit of sympathy for her.
I agree, man. So we're gonna see where Mercedes Moné goes after this. We're gonna see where Willow goes after this, and who's gonna be the next one to challenge Mercedes Moné for the AEW Women's World Championship. Before we get into the main event, you guys saw earlier Haas's new Wolfpack affiliate. I played the promo earlier in the show while Haas was taking a break there. So you guys saw that again. We will on Dynamite Bros on Wednesdays. You guys will see that ad again. So make sure you guys again go check out Haas's Wolfpack. All that is linked into the description down below. And they have some pretty cool shit. I was actually checking out the website after our show Saturday. So they do got your cool shit. Use your promo code what is it? Bell Cow Hoss?
That's right. Bell Cow House.
Bell
Everything
Cow Hoss.
uppercase. BELLCOWHOSS. And like I say, we don't bullshit here at the Jedi Media Network. We see, look at here. We got the Batman backpack at the 35-liter backpack.
There we go.
Feel everything in your everyday life you can feel in here. Also, we got the duffel bag here as well. Look, the Dark Knight edition. I don't know if they still selling these. They were limited edition when I bought them, but
Nice.
you can check the website. They got a new Power Rangers 1 edition as well. I mean, trust me, it's back to school time for your kids. If they need new backpacks, new luggage, they got carry-on luggage. I know a lot of people are traveling for Halloween, Thanksgiving, and Christmas. Go to wolfpack.com. That's wolfpack.com, WOLFPAK.com. Promo code BELLCOWHOSS. That's uppercase BELLCOWHOSS. 10% off on any of your luggage, lunch bags, or any backpack that needs. They also have apparel for t-shirts. They got shakers. They got shakers for your protein shakes. If you're on your health tick, go to wolfpack.com. They got everything for you. So there you go.
There you go. You guys heard from them earlier on in the program. Again, when Hoss stepped out, you guys will hear from G Fuel Energy. Again, one of the now 2 official sponsors here for the Dynamite Bros AEW. We will hear from G Fuel and Hoss. To wrap the show, we're going to get into the main event.
All right, before we keep this energy going, shout out to the sponsor of tonight's stream, G Fuel Energy. If you're watching this live, you already know. We don't do slow reactions, we don't do low energy, we stay locked in. And that's exactly what G Fuel brings to the table. Zero sugar, loaded with focus, and built for long streams just like this. Whether you're grinding, gaming, or watching chaos unfold with us, G Fuel keeps you going. Hit the link in the description, use code PGHChris, and level up your energy the same way we do on Sports Jedi Network. Let's get back to it.
I'm Tom Hannafin from TNA Wrestling. You're watching the Jedi Sports Network.
Shout out to our good friend Tom Hannafin from TNA Wrestling. Thank you so much. Again, use promo code PGHChris to save yourself off G Fuel Energy. My tub is downstairs, so I don't have it with me right now, but I've been drinking. I like G Fuel. I've had it since I was a kid. So, #1 gamer's drink if you're a big gamer. Get it. Use my promo code. I think we're actually at 30% off, so make sure you guys go check that out. Hoss, main event time. The main event. The match that I complained about a lot leading up to it. But you know what? Like expected, very, very good match. I enjoyed it. Me and Hoss, watched reacted a little bit of it together backstage. It was very good. They kicked out of each other's finishers a lot of V triggers, a lot of hidden blades. Kenny Omega did a power bomb to Will Ospreay outside for a table spot, which me and Hoss reacted to pretty well backstage there. They did some good moves in the ring. Again, a lot of reversals with their moves. They both had people in their corner, the Young Bucks. Ospreay had Callan Newman. Me and Hoss were watching this, and it just felt like Kenny Omega was kicking Will Ospreay's ass the entire time. We're like, where's the offense? It's just hidden blade and knee and fucking power bomb and knee and fucking knee. And then, holy hell, Will Ospreay's bleeding out of his mind. But Will Ospreay had some good reverses. He had a good Styles clash. He had a hit. He went for a cutter where he goes off the middle of the ropes and goes for a cutter, and Kenny Omega hit a knee and reversed it. One-legged angels. Will Ospreay kicks out for a late 2 count that got the crowd very, very going. Towards the end, of course, Will Ospreay hits a hidden blade. 1, 2, 3. Will Ospreay is your new AEW World Champion. And then they go off the air after he is celebrating. So no shenanigans, no nothing. Too much there. They were doing the vignettes, though. I want to talk a little bit about the entrance, Will Ospreay's entrance. I thought it was cool. His mom, as they call it in the UK, was narrating it. He was walking backstage. I like that visual. John Moxley. I know the crowd popped with John Moxley giving Ospreay the British flag. Moxley, you are an American. And you are handing over a fucking UK flag to Will Ospreay, number one. Number two, you just played the fucking heel an hour ago against Nigel McGuinness. And now you're showing support to the babyface in the main event. I can't stand him. I truly can't stand him. I did not like that. But what I did like, and I put a pause on Kyle Fletcher, that little stare down between Kyle Fletcher and Ospreay, that's some good stuff. They had a good match before. Obviously, they had a memorable moment in Steel Cage. We could come back to that. Hoss, what'd you think about Will Ospreay's entrance, the aesthetics, the visuals, and what did you think about this match with Will Ospreay finally becoming the AEW World Champion? The floor is yours, man.
Chris, I'm going to tell you this right now. Fuck the Queen. Fuck England. Fuck Meghan Markle. Fuck Harry. 1776. This is America. John Moxley, how dare you? You should have been waving an American flag at that point. But you up here gonna go wave the fucking British flag? For fucking what? You just beat the brakes off Nigel McGuinness. You made English people cry a few hours earlier. And you're up here waving UK flags? You fucking turncoat? You Benedict Arnold? How dare you do such? This is America, homeboy. But anyway, this match was pretty damn good. This was actually my third favorite match of the night. Third favorite match. It was behind the International Championship. It was behind the Women's Championship.
Fair.
There's no disrespect to it. That just shows you how strong the fucking card was. Will Ospreay and Kenny Omega, they went out there, they put on a damn good match. My only thing about it was, like, Chris, you talked about it. Will Ospreay was getting his ass beat. This might have been the only match that needed 50-50 booking. Will Ospreay looked like a young boy in this match. He looked like he didn't belong for most of the match. And then towards the end, he got the upper hand on the elder statesman that's going on. Kenny Omega, he didn't play up much of his heel tactics as he should. So that shows you that it was forced over the last couple of weeks. A real heel would have got very diabolical in this match. So it took a little. That's why I couldn't give it 5. That's why I couldn't give it 5 sabers. If Kenny Omega was really this diabolical heel that took over the whole company, I would have bought into it. But other than that, this match, from a physical perspective, was damn good. Very good match. I gave it 4 1/4 sabers. I know Dave Meltzer probably lost his fucking mind while watching this. His prostate might have came out of his ass watching this match. I don't know about that, but this match was pretty damn good. My third favorite match of the night. It showed you that All In London 2026 was a card that you cannot forget. I hope anyone that loves wrestling, I hope they go and watch this because this was worth your time. Very good match.
I loved it. And Hoss, a follow-up question. What are you looking forward to now on Wednesday? What do you think Ospreay's new title run? What do you hope to look for right now from Will Ospreay winning the AEW World Championship?
I honestly, since John Moxley was waving that UK flag, I hope he comes out and just says, I hope he reminds himself where the fuck he lives. He's from fucking Cincinnati, Ohio. Ohio people are some very patriotic people. I hope he comes out and says, I'm a real death rider, and he burns the UK flag on Wednesday night. It says, fuck you. I challenge you. Fuck some Andrade. I want first dibs at that belt. I'll see you at All Out, brother. That's what I want to see.
I'm with you. I'm with you 100%. That was a great show, man. It was a great show tonight. I enjoyed the show. Hoss, anything else I forgot? Anything else you want to talk about? Anything you're looking forward to for Dynamite? But before we kind of give our wrap it up here and give our final statements. Anything I missed?
I'm gonna say, Chris, that the Wembley curfew saved this pay-per-view.
Yes, it did.
Because if they didn't have the curfew, Tony Khan would have blew his load. He would have went 7 hours, and he would have really took away the strength of this pay-per-view. It didn't overstay its welcome. The pacing was wonderful, and I'm not tired, even though I'm drunk as fuck watching this shit, and I'm up here reviewing this shit. I'm full of energy. And I love that the show, it didn't overstay as well. That's what I love the most. It did what it needed to do, and it didn't overstay its welcome. That's the best thing I can say. I can't say it was better than Double or Nothing, but the fact that it is the number 2 pay-per-view PLE card that I've seen this year. AEW is winning when it comes to pay-per-views and PLEs. I will give them that. I will put them over forever for that. When I pay my money to see some wrestling and storytelling, they put on a show every fucking time. And this is the first time I'll ever say this. The sickos say it every damn day. Thank God for Tony Khan and what you do for wrestling. Thank God to you.
Look, we give Tony a lot of shit, but damn, it feels good to have somebody else giving us high quality professional wrestling. If this wasn't high quality professional wrestling, we would not be talking about it. It wouldn't be trending number 1 on Twitter. It looked great. I'll give you guys my final closing segment right now. Or statement, excuse me. The show was great. I loved it. The pre-show, again, they did one of the not rare, but they haven't done it in a while, where they had the pre-show bleed into the main show. But that was really to get eyes on the New Day, the new level, debuting on AEW, which they did fucking phenomenally. The matches were top quality. I liked how most of the matches told a good story inside of the ring. I'd give it a 4.5 Saber. The Casino Gauntlet was a little bit flat. And there were a few things in the pre-show that were a little bit flat as well. But for the most part, the main card, again, like you said, flowed very well. I think the Wembley show or the Wembley curfew helps it. Same thing with the New York curfew helps these pay-per-views. And like I said, when this company does it right, it is very hard to argue that they're not the best wrestling company in America. Not the global juggernaut, but when we're talking about quality of wrestling on pay-per-views, I truly do believe AEW is the best. They are the best in the business.
This is why we spend our cold hard money when we go
this
hard.
Is why I'm sorry to cut you off. This is why we talk about it the way we do, because when you see shows like this, and when we see the shit that we get on Wednesday, they could be the. I'm not going to, in terms of money, in terms of revenue, in terms of status, nobody's ever touching the fucking WWE. But it will be hard to argue that the quality that they're putting on is the best wrestling in the business right now. That's why I get so fucking pissed off for Dynamite, because they have potential in that aspect to be the best wrestling company in America. When, again, quality, pay-per-views, that type of thing, not business, revenue, and all this other shit. AEW, Hoss, they were the best wrestle.
That's a damn fact. Like when you sit up here,
I can't believe that came out of my mouth.
It's just the truth. When you sit up here,
it's the nights like this, it's hard to fucking argue that.
Chris, we pay a lot of money to watch wrestling these days. We watch other pissant companies. We spend north of $30, $32, $40 to watch pay-per-views.
We just did with Lockdown last week. Exactly.
And there's no disrespect to them. That was a good show in its own right.
It was great.
When when you watch AEW pay-per-views or however that you view it, however you consume it, most of the time, I'm willing to say 80 to 90% of the time, you are impressed by what the fuck you see.
Yes.
And the fact is that it doesn't translate to Wednesday and Saturday nights is a travesty, because when these once a month shows, they show their natural asses, and I mean that in the best way possible.
Yeah.
I enjoyed this show. I would watch it again. I would show it to my friends to try to get them to get into wrestling, even though they might call me square. They might call me lame because I'm watching this bullshit. But whatever. This live entertainment, this was worth my time. I don't think it was a waste of my time. I sat up here. I made pure content for the people because I was drinking all this I was drinking all this fucking liquor for you people because I want you to know how much I enjoyed this fucking product. I took notes. I told you to finish your kickouts. I took 12 fucking shots of Mississippi bourbon to let you know how much I enjoyed this product. And I hope that you go and buy this product because I want AEW to survive for another 20 years, another 30 years. When I'm elderly, when I have a walker or a walking stick, I want this fucking company to thrive that fucking long because they put on shows that are worth your time. That's all I'm saying. If you didn't watch this show and you're watching this reaction show, please go pay your money however you can to go watch you some good wrestling. That's all I got for you.
Yes, it is. Again, I love this show. It is hard to argue that this company is where the best wrestle. This show is when AEW does big shows like this, Hoss, it's hard to argue. It's hard to argue. Now, that's not going to sit well with a lot of people, or people are going to be surprised that we're saying that. The community, of course, because I think we get the rep for being the AEW haters, but we love it. We love their fucking pay-per-views. We constantly say that they're the best. The quality is not there. The TV's not there.
I'm going to tell you this, Chris. And I'm going to tell the rest of the people this. No ads interfered in your matches.
Dude, when I was watching the other show, it was ads they gave me an ad during the fucking Fatal 4-Way.
See? Disrespectful.
Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, that has been your 2026 AEW All In post show. Thank you guys so much for joining me and Hoss here again on a Sunday afternoon for your AEW All In London post show. We will be back Wednesday for AEW All In Fallout show for AEW Dynamite. We're going to see Mercedes Moné Celebration. We're going to see the New Day, the New Level, and Swerve Strickland. Hopefully some Britt Baker and Persephone and a lot more. So, Hoss, this has been a great show, Ben. This has been a great show. It was a great show. It's been a great conversation talking some AEW All In with you guys. Thank you guys so much. Thank you to all the chat, everybody that joined, Aaron, James, Metz, Baby Bowie. Thank you guys. So Baba Bowie, excuse me. Thank you guys so much for joining us here. Hope you guys enjoyed the show. Hope you guys enjoyed the coverage. Hope you guys enjoyed AEW All In London. If you guys are interested to hear what is going on for NXT, for the review for NXT and AAA, Kevin, Jeff Littman are live right now. So when I end the live button, I want you guys to go check them out, give them support, tell them that we sent you over here. With that being said, Hoss, again, great show. Thank you for joining me, brother. We will see you guys on Wednesday. Peace.